Muffins. What's up, everybody? We're here to talk about racist stuff. Not that we're talking about racist stuff. It's that other people are being racist, and we're dealing with that. If you want to share more of your thoughts, I got some from the other stream. We'll deal with that. I also want to take a look at a tweet that is going around, and well, not really. It's going around because me and some others made it go around. But I want to talk a little bit about that, and we could just hang out too, depending on time and numbers. But the numbers look pretty good. But I hope you're doing well. First off, I wanted to get right to business with the other thing because I kind of want those streams to just like live. Like, I don't want to take them down. I want kind of like these kind of more informal ones where you guys can ask me whatever and we can hang out, and lots of awkward pauses and stuff like that for those to just like go away after a little bit. So that's kind of the route that we're taking with some of these other things other than doing the big show, which I need to set a time for. Yeah. So we had some people in the other one who were saying some stuff. We had Wendy saying, "Hey, dogs. What's up, Wendy? Hope you're doing well. Hope your issues from COVID are at least going away." Caleb says, "Oh, I thought you thought I was teasing." That's from an old one, wasn't it? I don't know why that one got stuck in here. This one I know is from tonight. John Adams saying, "Let's not bring Lord of the Rings into this." I didn't do it, okay? That guy did it. And I just think it's ludicrous that these guys are like, "We're such manly men. Well, let me talk about elves and dwarves." Like, what? Like, again, I love Star Wars. Like, look behind me. I'm a nerd. I like lots of nerdy stuff. But, I wasn't the nicest guy in high school. And, I might have made fun of some people who constantly talked about Lord of the Rings. And so it's just like me, I associate that with theater kid, or at least not sports guy or like masculinity expert, like whatever. But it's just like, why? I don't get why they could use like Lord of the Rings so often, and then be like, "We're men," like, "and you guys are all wusses." What? What are you doing? That's silly. Corey says, "I feel like maybe he's talking more about ancestry, like family line, but I don't know." I would have been okay with saying, sure, maybe, giving him that benefit of the doubt. But he said blood several times. So I don't think we can be that kind. And, when someone says blood, when people say things like innate, it's talking about your nature. It's talking about you as like, yeah, just like your own blood. So I don't think that we can just go with lineage. I'm sure that he would say it's all part of it. Yeah. Like that he would be like, that's a major point of it. But he says blood in here. And so, if he wants to correct himself, then he could go ahead and do that. But that most of his people will be like mad at him if he were to ever do that, or at least depending on what I see online from these guys. Caleb says, "What is that affectation he is doing with his voice?" I don't know. I've given up trying to understand what dialect he has, what accent it is. It's like, I think when he's normally talking, it's like New Jersey. I think that's where he's from. And then like he does like this weird, I don't know, sing speech kind of thing that makes me go like, someone's worked on this. And then now mixed with Texas. Like, I think that'll do a lot to you. Like, if you go to some place that has a heavy accent, like here in Canada, like I know that some of the things I say have been affected by me being in Canada. So I know I have a little bit of an accent at this point, and also having spent so much time in Minnesota. So like I know that's part of it. So living in Texas, I'm sure will mess you up as far as like, how does he sound? Brandon says, "What does this have anything to do with Jesus?" A great question. A great question without any answer, because it literally doesn't. But it's something that you can go and make a short out of and get a whole bunch of people on TikTok. It's pretty much what I think is really the point for a lot of these sermons. The fact that he is streaming his church services, like his church isn't that big. Like, so, and he's always done that even when there were like 30 people in a room, which the funniest thing to me. I think even when I did like that deep dive into Joel Webbin, I think I even referenced it that there are tons of videos of him going at Russell Moore and Tim Keller and all this stuff from a living room with a bookshelf full of Tim Keller books behind him. And like, so obviously, like, and it was like very much like he chose the background. He had a lot of like, this is what I want it to look like. You can see it in his backgrounds now. Like the guy cares about how he appears. And I always thought it was so funny that he liked the way the books looked, but he would talk trash about the authors from in front of it. But yeah, he's a weird dude. Caleb says, is he arguing against meritocracy? Yes, he is. Like, he's the idea that you can achieve anything, or that like you can overcome whatever obstacles are in your way. Yes, he's against that. And he's also against the idea that anyone can, have good ideas enough so that they can rule in some way, like become some kind of governing authority. Yeah, he is against that. Aaron says, is he slipping into a British accent? Maybe. I don't know. It's like it's all over the place. Spooky Bacon. Got to say, that's a great name. Great name. One of my favorites, actually. Spooky Bacon. Sometimes that bacon is spooky. You think Webbin has Peter Thiel's attention with this sermon? I don't know who that is. I'm assuming that it's some racist dude. I'm sorry if it's not. I'm just assuming that from the context. And maybe. Corey says, I don't know that Joel stays orthodox. Unfortunately, I fear for him. I mean, that's very kind of you to put it that way. I'm at this point with these guys where, like, I feared for them a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, with making videos and being like, this is dangerous stuff. And these people watch this stuff. I know because some of them have reached out. And they don't care. They don't care, and they keep on doing stuff. Dale Partridge keeps on doing stuff. Like these people keep on saying the same stuff. It doesn't matter what kind of, if they put their foot in their mouth a couple of times, they don't care. And so at this point, I'm more just condemning these guys than, calling them to repentance. I wish they would, but I've already done that. And lots of people have done that. And these guys just do not care. So for me, I'm more about warning people who are maybe like on the very like outskirts of these movements, that will Google Joel Webbin and stumble across my YouTube video. Like that's who I care about. And these guys, I just want them shut down. Like that's a part of what I'm doing now when it comes to me making content about this kind of stuff. These guys need to be shut down. I don't know what that looks like. I just wish that people with some kind of influence would talk about these things, so maybe a little bit more movement would happen. But yeah, so I understand. Like you're like, I fear for him. I think it's already gone. And a couple years ago, I wouldn't have said that. Like I thought he was the more reasonable of all these guys, and that is obviously not the case. So I was wrong. One Girl Army. Joel Webbin is a white nationalist, isn't he? He also argues for a dictator in the USA because men must be governed. I have seen some of that stuff about like, real staunch. That's the word that I remember them using. Staunch, like authoritarian, and that men need that to know what the boundaries are, like that kind of deal. I don't know about being a white nationalist. I know what he said in this sermon was racist. I don't know how far that goes into other stuff. Like, again, even people I don't like, I'm not going to go further than their public statements. So I don't know about this, but like from this sermon, that's some racist stuff. So I don't know what that means for his other stuff, but it bad. And then Simply Surge said, thank you. Appreciate that, bud. Yeah. All right. Let's go to the top here and start hanging out with you guys. One Girl Army, we are back, baby. And now I have to explain the N word. Not mad, just disappointed. My bad. Yeah, but I mean, like, that word is getting used way more online. And again, maybe it's just me being sheltered and being able to work with an algorithm I actually understood. And now Elon has changed everything on Twitter, and I'm seeing more and more gross stuff. It's gotten to the point where it's very difficult for me to even be on Twitter. And some days I'm like, why am I on Twitter? Because it's just a lot of filth out there, both with images that I don't look at, all right, that I don't want to see. And they keep on flooding all of my stuff. And that's very different. Instagram, very easy to understand how to avoid certain things. Just don't look. Twitter now, X, it's become a very complicated place for a Christian to be. And then you see Christians using words like that, and makes you really question things. Don't touch the red button, NASA boy. What? What does that even mean? I don't know. This is the real party. Is it a party? Is it a party? Am I invited? The thumbnail looks like you just dropped a massive silent but deadly. Oh, is that what it was? I don't know how to do YouTube, guys. I've just been trying this thing for like 4 years now. What's up, Pam? Hope you're doing well. I hope Dylan's doing well too. Tell Dylan I say hi. Paul, wonder if there is a correlation between the heightened rhetoric around blood and the background of Mr. Trump's new challenger. Actually, I'm not really wondering. Yeah, I think that's going to become more and more of a thing. But I would say I started seeing it before any of that. This whole thing that's happening right now with all these conservative evangelicals all of a sudden acting like they're a cowboy, all of a sudden being very interested in homesteads, like all of a sudden really wishing that they were in the 18th century. It looks like they want to be in the 18th century a lot more than I thought. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain things about the 18th century that seem to be what they're aiming for, or at least some of the rhetoric that they're beginning to use. So I saw it before Kamala started running, but I think that we'll probably see some more of that. Yeah, it will be heightened. You're right. At first, I heard people. It's the after party. Are we supposed to drink now? Man, up to you. I'm not going to bind your conscience. Wendy says, good evening, fam. I hope everyone is doing well. Did it work? That didn't work. Why do buttons never work? Oh, I get so frustrated. It's profiles. Ecamm has a bunch of profiles, more tech stuff. But I guess I'm not in the right profile to be using that. Does this work?
Big yikes.
Big yikes work, but not what's up, fam.
Big yikes.
Oh, well. You weren't nice in high school, Dean? I can't. I mean, I was nice, but I was also like, there were a couple of years I was just like, I was a jock, and you know, I made my jokes. But I was always a nice guy. I just wasn't as nice, and you mature a lot. That was when it was high school, 2007. I graduated, so it's been a while. It's been a little bit now. What that group has done with Lord of the Rings is depressing. Aragorn, Tom Bombadil, etc. Like, this is the stuff. Like, this is the kind of thing that makes me go like, oh, I realize how nerdy I sound when I talk about Star Wars. Tom Bombadil. That's probably what people are hearing when I say Qui-Gon Jinn. Like, that's probably like, I think I've told this story before. I remember playing the Office game, like based off of the TV show The Office, with my brother and sister-in-law and some other family members. We were playing that game, and they're all like Office diehards. And, I've watched the series a couple times. So I thought, like, okay, I could get some of this stuff. It's questions like, what shirt was Kevin wearing when this was going on? I remember, like, that was one of the questions. And I was like, what? And, like, they all knew it immediately. Like, they're jumping on their buzzer and like, oh, is this? And, like, every question was like that. And I realized that this is like the nerdy TV show thing. Like that's what it is. That's how I am with Star Wars. They are with Office. And I'm realizing that that's what these guys are with Lord of the Rings, except for they've ruined it. I like Lord of the Rings. I'm more of a Rings of Power guy. No, I'm just kidding. Don't come at me. What's up, Sims? I hope you're doing really well. Kenneth Copeland is having his Believers Convention in downtown Fort Worth this weekend. Joel Webbin is here in Texas with really scary sermons. Gateway is here near me. Yeah. Lots of people in Texas, and there are lots of people doing awful things. Webbin's accent is like that transatlantic one the movie stars used to work on for their roles so they would all sound the same. It definitely sounds contrived. Yeah, I'd be interested, like what's the background on that? Like there's got to be some story to how he sounds, because I don't know. I've never heard anybody sound like that and change their voice so many times. But you can hear it. You can hear it. Like, don't watch it. Put that Ruslan interview with him. You can hear him get a little bit more laid back and talk. Sometimes when you watch some of these videos that he does, like when he's like hanging out with guys, like with the Brian Sauvé guy and the other dude who I don't know, and probably no one else does either, talking about like ghosts and Middle Earth, or what was it, Hollow Earth from Godzilla. Like they're talking about all that kind of stuff, and you can hear him kind of slip into like his normal tone. It's very different. I don't know what that's about. Missed the live, but I'm hopping in here. Well, this is also a live, so you haven't missed anything. I didn't hear what he said, but I bet it's weird. You can go back after. It'll still be there, and you can see what's said. It was weird, for sure. It was. I have never seen. I don't know why I started that way. I have never seen a pastor come back to orthodoxy after they started down the slippery slope of preaching their own agenda. Oh, man, have we ever seen a celebrity pastor type? Not that this guy is, but a celebrity pastor type get better. Not get worse, get better. That's an interesting question. No one springs to mind. Huh. Yeah. No, let me know in the chat if you can think of anybody. I'd be interested. How did I miss the beginning of the show? It's probably pretty easy. It's a pretty small channel. Let's see. Post-liberal conservative, another term used interchangeably with white nationalist or pro-monarchist. Too many big words for me. I bow out of that kind of stuff. We're going Jesus and John Wayne and evangelical Christianity, not the point of the book. Yeah, seems that way. It seems like all these guys read Jesus and John Wayne, and they're like, you know what? Like, I kind of like John Wayne. Oh, they took the wrong lesson from that one. The 1800s, the good old days, DM. Nice. What's up, Bill? Hope you're doing well, bud. You think mermaids and fairies have innate courage and come from a royal lineage in Joel's mind? Yeah, from Satan. Satan's lineage, prince of the power of the air, spirit that now works in the sons of disobedience. That's the innate courage royal lineage. Yeah, I don't know. Like, again, it's hard. It's hard for me. I look at guys like this now and I just go like, this is dumb. Like, how is anyone swindled with this stuff? But they don't watch, like, they don't know about the mermaid stuff and the fairy stuff. They're not looking for that stuff on YouTube. So maybe they stumble across it and they're like, that was weird. But they aren't like turned off from it, from listening to the guy. And yeah, like they get swept up with other stuff and get, all up into it. How late was I? Eh, late enough. Or oh hey, Lord of the Rings for you. Wizard is never late. He always arrives when he means to. There's something to that effect. I can't quote it. Today, I listened to Alyssa Childers interview Megan Basham. Wow, sounds like a terrible time. I'm just kidding. But only kind of. About her new book, Shepherds for Sale. It's the most I've ever listened to either of them, and it was way too much. The right is really terrifying me now. Yeah. Meg Basham is an opinion writer. She's not a reporter. I'll say this. All right. If you're of the opinion that Julie Roys isn't a reporter, then you got to look at Megan Basham and go like, that's definitely not a reporter. She is an opinionist. Like she goes up, she makes her opinions and she writes her opinions for Daily Wire. And because of that name with Daily Wire, all these guys are just like, oh, we can, use that and get the message out to the people on the Daily Wire who would like their other stuff. And so they all love her and like basically kiss up to try to, share my stuff, come on my podcast, like all that stuff. Now, Alyssa Childers, I've said, like, I'm fine with her, most of her stuff. I don't find her very interesting. I don't listen to a lot of her stuff, but if someone likes her, fine. I think she's dead wrong about the main thing that she talks about, which is deconstruction. I don't think she knows what she's talking about, and she's writing all these books as if she's an authority on the topic. I'm not saying I'm more of an authority. I just know when someone else isn't an authority, and she's acting like she's an authority because she went to a Sunday school class, which again, I want to know how long this Sunday school class was that gave her, all the expertise she needed to go and write these couple books that were very much at the like tidal wave that was American gospel. And like she rode that wave into her channel and into writing more books. Very lucrative for, such a dangerous ideology that's out there and needed to be confronted. It's a very lucrative business to be against that stuff. But yeah, I just don't like them. so there's that. But yeah, I don't know. I thought about it. Like I saw something about them having this, podcast episode, and I was like, maybe I should. But then I was like, I gotta mow the lawn. Like I got things to do. I went and hung out in a pool today. It was pretty good. I guess I could listen to it while I'm in the pool. Hey, I missed everything, but here, that's all we care about, Sam. Just saying hi, hanging out. You don't have to watch everything. Crusader says, does anybody know where I can find the YouTube link of Stephen Wolf on interracial marriage? I talked about it. I don't think I took that video down. This is like, did you ask me on Twitter too? Somebody asked me on Twitter and I forgot to get back to them. But there's a video. Just search Stephen Wolf Underdog Theology and it should show up of like me reacting to it. I don't know if you can find like the clean version of them talking about it, but I do a lot of hand gestures, I'm just realizing that as I'm watching the monitor. Big yikes. Long time, but I'm here. What's up, dude?
Big yikes.
Hey, you know what? I just want to say this for you.
But then I realized that horses are just men extenders.
Mm-hmm. That's some wisdom for you. Straight from Patriarchy Town. Lord of the Rings, awesome book. Wish he would leave it alone. Yeah, just I'm betting that's probably a lot of people. Spooky Bacon, I'm with you. I've been reading and listening to NAR members and leaders in interviews and delivering sermons for some time. Reading between the lines, there seems to be hints at normalizing what may be best to be thought of as a neo-monarchy or a theocratic-aligned techno-monarchy. I don't like techno music. I'm out. He also said a couple of weeks ago, Clay Clark stated in an interview that should Trump win this year, Clark is going to insist Trump belay position for an official ballot position for an official White House prophet. So that's terrifying. What the? No way. If he were to do that, that would be such a weird precedent to make. Heidi, I was lost in the wilderness until I found you. You know? Welcome back. Welcome back to Civilization and Internet Connection. So Sims, nope, can't think of a celebrity type pastor returned to orthodoxy after veering off on their own. Benny Hinn, after his 20th iteration of repentance, comes to mind. Great point, Wendy. Yeah, that's true. Like some people have said, like, oh, my bad. And then they just keep on doing the same stuff. Please talk about Stephen Wolf's The Failures of Multiculturalism. Do I have to? I did a video about Stephen Wolf. I don't like the guy. I don't want to deal more with his darkness. That guy, no, hard pass. Also, I think he's super fringe. These kind of guys, Joel Webbins, and people who would like be affected by Stephen Wolf. Like this guy loves Stephen Wolf. All right, like very clearly, he's had him at his conferences. These are the people that will normalize those kinds of thoughts. Like, I don't really care about Stephen Wolf. Like, because Stephen Wolf is a wacko. He's out in the woods smoking his pipe and writing the craziest books. Now, the craziest books are affecting the Joel Webbins, and the Joel Webbins are then having at least some effect on real people. So I'm more interested in shutting down like the Joel Webbins than I am the guy in a cabin somewhere with a typewriter writing the craziest thing that pops into his head. Like I would much rather deal with the guy with the microphone than the guy with the typewriter. Also, I'll leave the guy with the typewriter for the intellectuals who actually care. Like I'll deal with the guys with the microphones. It's not to say they're not important. It's just like I can only deal with so much, Hope everyone is well. What's up, RJ? Childers doesn't see people as individuals. I don't know. LOL, Joe and his mermaid stuff, then splicing together with Christianity. Perhaps he is trying to be the next C.S. Lewis, using fantasy stuff to explain Christianity. Oh no, Joe believes this stuff, LOL. He's talking about Joel, not to be confused with anyone who may or may not be in the thumbnail. All right. Don't exit out and be like, what are you talking about? Just look closely. That was me on Twitter. Okay. I did a video. It is here on the channel, I believe. I don't think I took it down. I know that I might have taken it down. I'll check after. I just remember that there were so many racists who were like, I don't see the problem. It's like, exactly. Like that is the problem, is that you don't see a problem. So I don't know. I might have gotten frustrated and taken it down. I'll look after, and if it isn't up, I will put it back up, and then YouTube will let you search for it. Yeah, Dylan, welcome back. Sorry about locking you in the shed with nothing but Paul Washer videos. My mistake. At least it was the most exciting youth pastor sermon of all time. Isn't that what he put? Like, or no, it's like he doesn't know how to use YouTube. It was someone else who did it for him, but he ran with it. Most exciting or something like that. Or most important. Fair point. And Dylan says, Sims. I was cursing. You were cursing Sims? None of that in the chat. One Girl Army. I ran into kinism when I was an abolitionist against abortion. The patriarchy, racism, nationalism, the other icky stuff scared me right back out again. Oh boy. Yeah, like it's easy to fall into some stuff for sure. And people can make it seem like it's totally normal until like some other red flag pops up and you're just like, wait, where am I? For a guy who very much lived in fundamentalism for a long time, thinking I'm not a fundamentalist, but I can hang in this circle. Like you don't realize until after all the stuff that you normalize because you care about people. like because you wanted the best for them and you didn't want to be super divisive. So like you're normalizing a lot of stuff that you really shouldn't normalize. But yeah, it's easy to fall into a lot of stuff and then see that stuff and be like, I out. Aaron says shocking youth message. Oh, that's right. Most shocking. Oh. Christian nationalists seem to believe America will be the new heaven or the new earth. Yeah, that's pretty boring. Like if this is the new heaven, I'm telling you what, I have a complaint going in the complaint box. I'm just saying, like, I guess if you just leave me in the mountains in Washington State, then maybe where there's no other people. Wow, one girl on me. That is not good. Yep. Using voice typing, my bad iPad. I can't hear me. Well, you know what? What's his name? Who's that guy? He has like a tech channel. John Adams. John Adams did a video today where he has a device that will listen to you. It's AI. It's a literal device with AI, and it like connects to your phone and it transcribes your entire conversation. And he was saying how cool it was. And I was saying, that's scary. No, I don't. What is this? You are recording every one of my conversations and having some AI thing know it and then give it out to Chat GPT 4.0, 5.0, I don't know. And like giving it all over the internet. I don't say anything on the internet. Oh, wait. I just have YouTube videos that have probably already been, transcribed by some AI somewhere. It's going to be used against me. That's all right. It's mostly about mermaids. I voted for a Black Robe Regiment guy in 2016, Pastors with Guns. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming that's not good. So Sims, hey Dean, are you keeping up with the presidential election stuff going on here? Lots of crazy stuff. I mean, it's hard not to. Like one, I am an American citizen, so I do care. I know I talk about, Canada and being up here and all that kind of stuff a lot. But I do care deeply about what's going on in the United States. And yeah, it's been pretty crazy. Some really just shocking stuff. Maybe even more shocking than the most shocking youth pastor sermon. But it's just so crazy. Like we had a nominee with what happened to him on that stage. And then the next week we have the sitting president being like, I ain't running. It's just nuts. I like just as I'm not a scholar or anything, but just someone who pays attention to history and cares about history. Like these are really like insane times to have all this stuff going on. So yes, I am paying attention. So Simps, did you already share your thoughts, if any, on the Olympics Last Supper? Brouhaha. That's what that is. Yeah, I don't care. Like, I'm sorry. I don't mean to like belittle the question. It's worth asking. And I know that there are lots of people who care. For me, I never watch that stuff because it's dumb usually, at least in my opinion. Like I don't know. I'm not entertained by that stuff. And I'm seeing a lot of the people who are like really up in arms about it are the same people who get up in arms about every halftime performance at the Super Bowl. And I actually love watching the halftime performances at Super Bowl. It's one of my favorite things. So like, judge me all you want, I guess. But like, it's all, just virtue signaling, to use the word that they all love to use. It's just, what do you stand on this stuff? Plus a lot of these people don't even understand like what they're actually ripping off. It's not the Last Supper, apparently. I'm not going to act like I know. Like it's like some Dionysius thing. I don't know, saw that. I don't know if it's true or not. But it's France. Like anyone looking at France for like I shouldn't. I'm getting way too free on this channel, guys. But I'm just saying, if you want to look at masculinity, maybe you should look at different countries. But, all right, that's enough. I'm married to a French Canadian. No, I shouldn't. I really shouldn't say things. You guys get that I'm kidding, and I don't mean anything by it. But some people on the internet will be like, "Now we got him." One girl army. Don't mention guns, or we will get an angry Ruslan in the chat, or sending me. No, never mind. Oh, I get way too free, guys. All right. Cool it. I haven't streamed in a while. I don't have a filter anymore. I've been talking about movies way too much. Bacchus would like a word. Heidi, is that what you were getting at earlier? I don't even know what that means. Because I'm a Christian. Vote for Egypt 2024 or Babylon 2024. Is that the vote that we have? That's cool. Who am I going to vote for? Jesus. He's my write-in candidate. Corey says, terrible stuff, very shocking. Some say it is the most shocking election cycle ever. And frankly, I agree. I mean, yeah, I mean, nothing springs to mind because Robert F. Kennedy, right? Like that's the one. Other than that, I don't think that there's anything that like, this is it. Exactly. Way too much Christian outrage is making them look so sensitive. Are you saying it's faux outrage? I'm sure that some people are really ticked about it, but people get ticked about a lot of things. So it's like, do we have to have talking points about everything that people get mad about? Because honestly, that would be just so tiring. Because it's always something. Christian nationalists need to worry about making deciles. The rest will take care of itself. I mean, making disciples. Thanks, iPad. The rest will take care of itself. I mean, real disciples of our Savior. Agreed. Let's see. I need to stop saying like and let's see. Like these are my like little phrases that I throw in to just vamp, and I don't need to do it, but I always do. But I will say it's better than some of those people. I watch like movie stuff now, right? Because I'm trying to like be in that field. And so many of these streamers about movies have literally like 20-second pauses in between comments because they don't have cool software like I do and like what anyone could access on the internet. But for some reason, they just use like the worst operating system stuff for their streams. And like they have to go and click 1,000 buttons to get one comment to come up. Anyways, at least I'm not doing that. So I count that as a win. Caitlin Clark. Oh, wait, that's different. Clay Clark is working with Eric Trump to put a prophet in Trump's cabinet. That would be insane. But I guess that's kind of par for the course, right? France is the moral compass for the world historically. Is it though? It ain't even Western no more. LOL, behave, Dean, behave. Make me. It's my channel. I can do what I want. Vote for Pedro. That's right. That's who you should vote for. If you're going to vote for Pedro. LOL, Joel would say the only thing France is good for is French fries. He's not that wrong. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I have so many. I don't know why I have to even say that. You guys get that. I'm kidding. Look up for our redemption draweth nigh. That's true. What does faux mean? Faux means fake, false, empty. Corey says, yes, bacon of morality, France. Beacon. Oh, sorry. That's where my mind is. Bacon of morality. Freudian slip. All right. If we picked our battles, I almost said pickled. I don't know what's going on. Apparently, I want a burger. If we picked our battles, we would have better credibility. Yeah, I agree. Like if this was the only thing the Christians had been mad about, like this Last Supper French thing, like if that was the only thing Christians have been mad about lately, I think that people would actually care. But because it's like the 1,000th thing that Christians have been mad about, yeah. What's up, Kip? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Sounds like the new Apostolic Reformation. Trump is very connected to them. Is that true? Or I guess, yeah, a lot of the wacko people are from that world. You need to go, Pam. You need to go in the garage. You heard him. You got to go to the garage. I don't know what's in the garage, but you need to go there. The call is coming from inside the house, from inside the garage. All right. LOL that it's breaking out my fingers. This voice stud is awful. It's right there, man. What woke you? Was it us? Sorry, we will keep it down now. JK, welcome to the chat. I like it. I'm here for some of those puns, man. I missed you guys. Michael says, I thought we were still calling them freedom fries.
I don't know what any of that means.
What's up, Jordan? Jordan K. Do I know you, Jordan? Do I know you? I don't know. Maybe I do. I know a Jordan K. Or at least I've met him. I mean, go in the garage and listen to Paul Washer, Pamela. You take your hammer and you go talk to him. That has become my youngest son's favorite thing. We took him to the dollar store because dollar store is like right over there. And like sometimes we just go there to get a drink or grab, some toy to, let him be happy for like 35 seconds until it breaks. And we did that the other day and he got like this little toy thing because it had a hammer. The whole way home, he was like taking it and going, you take your hammer and you go talk to him. You take your hammer. It's pretty great. I love it. Dean is hungry. I had waffles. I shouldn't be hungry, but I kind of am. I made some good waffles. Great waffles, some might say. But yeah, you put bacon in there. I want a burger. Okay. See, that's why I can never live in France. Where are them burgers at? Wendy says bacon of morality will most likely show up in the live chat again, Dean. That was a riot. I'm glad you liked it. Bacon of morality, literally all over. Well, somebody's going to take that. We're slightly reformed. All right. Here's the Clay Clark interview. Oh, if If you put in a URL, it ain't going to show up because URLs are not welcome here. Because some people will take those URLs and they'll put all kinds of links to things and I don't know who they are and they post the things and I don't like it. I don't like it because I don't know where that's going and I don't want to click on it because bots. Oh, my bad. Freedom fries. The Seven Mountains mandate is spreading out of NAR. Is it? Well, I guess like the Joel Webbin camp, like they had like the 7 doctrines to rule the world. Caleb, when I see these guys, that sounded like I was talking to Caleb, but this is what Caleb is saying. When I see these guys, because just in case for anyone who can't read, I guess, when I see these guys, after I'm done rolling my eyes, I feel bad for them because the fact they got to the point they are, it means they have no friends who can tell them they are getting weird. No. Caleb, I see where you're coming from, but no. I can tell you from personal experience, I will say, like these guys who are so mean on Twitter, a lot of them are mean in real life. Like that's not just like some persona that they have. Some people it is, but like how I am online is pretty much how I am in real life. So yeah, I get a little fiery sometimes and I say some stuff and not everyone is going to like that or like me. And that's perfectly fine. But I am who I am online. And these guys, a lot of them, at least according to people who say that they know them, are the way that they are online. And I can tell you that many people have warned these kinds of guys and tell them, even some people who still have relationship with these guys, they tell them, they text them, they call them, they have conversations with them, they go out to coffee with these guys, and they let them know you are on a dark path, and these guys do not care. So like they have been told. They have been told it's not just like randos in their basement like me calling them out. Like they're people who really know them, who have tried to, turn them from where they're going, and they just don't seem to care. Quick thoughts on Paul Washer. Also, I forget, how many kids do you have? Several. Let me check the numbers. Okay, still 3. I have 3 sons who I am constantly raising to take over the family business. So at some point in the future, when they can handle it, they will live in this basement, and they will stream 24/7. They will stream all about, like it'll mostly be just like whatever Mark Driscoll is streaming when he's 76. That's my kids are going to be reacting to that. So they'll do that in a lot of like really dumb looking graphics, so they're taking over the whole thing. But I got 3 boys, and my quick thoughts on Paul Washer is he's fine theologically. He's mostly fine. He's a fundamentalist. He is. He's right there with John MacArthur and those guys who I would consider fundamentalists at this point. And they have basically like worn that as like a badge of honor. So he is a fundamentalist, but most of his theology I'd be fine with. I don't like his use of emotion as a manipulative tactic in his preaching. I don't think that might not be something that he's actually thinking, but it is something that he's doing, and he's doing constantly, and he has had people who have talked to him about it. So I know that he's not changing. I don't like it. There's a lot of fake emotions there. So for me, I view that as manipulative. And so I just don't listen to his stuff. I never have, other than just like hearing random sermons and stuff during like the Young Restless Reform stuff. I was right there listening to a lot of that kind of stuff, but Paul Washer was never someone that I like actively searched for or found. Maybe he showed up on a podcast that I listened to or something like that. So I'm not a fan, never have been, probably never will be. But I don't think he's like super duper dangerous, other than his manipulation and his voice with emotion. But that's like tons of different pastors do that too. We've never met, but I really appreciate what you're doing, Dean. Okay. There's a Jordan K that I know who sometimes watches this stuff. And I thought maybe you were a friend, but you're a different kind of friend. Dean area pronounced R-E-A, and Katie are begging me to tell you they say hi. Wait, what? Oh, I thought like this. Guys, why does anyone let me stream? I don't know why that's a thing. Spooky Bacon is now following me on Twitter. Sweet. What's up, Spooks? That's what I'm going to call you now. Because apparently I'm too obsessed with bacon. Someone would be like, should we say the joke? Don't say the joke. All right. Aria and Katie, what's up? How are you doing? Are you having a great evening? Isn't it bedtime there? Am I getting in the way of bedtime? What do you guys want? I'm going to give you guys this. Aria and Katie, what are your favorite movies? Tell your mommy, I'm assuming, to tell me what your favorite movie is. I'm just interested to know. I'm interested. Are we going to talk about the accusation about Joel Webben saying something racist, or was I late to that? If so, never mind. I mean, that was the other stream, and then we talked about it at the beginning of this, so you can go back to that stuff. At this point, we're just chilling. If you have a specific question about it, or if you're actually looking for the clip, that was in the other stream. This is like the after thing to just kind of hang out and be able to just chill. Waffles should be made with heavy cream. I learned that when I worked at the Waffle House corporate office. That's legit. I don't know. I made waffles with milk, but I did make some whipped cream because my kids love it. Did it all. Waffles is my thing, and so let's just make normal waffles and then use the whipped cream to make some vanilla cream, and then blueberries is what we did. So nothing fancy, but we will take that into consideration at the next time. But there's too many fats. That will be a problem. I got to keep the fats down for Mr. Diabetic. Freedom fries goes back to the early 2000s when France opposed the U.S. invasion of Iraq. Is that just how recent they are? I thought that that was like a phrase from a long time ago. I guess 2000s is a long time ago now, but I thought it would have gone further back. I just want to roll my eyes and move on too, but I actually think that they have influence and are dangerous. So many follow these guys. Kind of. I don't know that your kid's stream would be as funny as yours, Dean. You don't know my kids. If you think I'm funny, no, you're probably right. They're not that funny. Take it all back. You know what? You guys don't have a gig no more. You guys got to go to college now. Probably like, we're watching Spider-Man. Leave us alone. All right. What time is it? We need to be ending this pretty quick. All right. Is the racist remark surprising though? Isn't it the same Joel Webben who said his wife cannot read a book without his permission and his family can't take bathrooms breaks until he says so? I mean, sure. Guys, here's what I'll say. Like, I'm not saying Sims, you're doing it, but I think, how to say this? I don't want to be the guy that says, oh, because you were dead wrong about this, you're dead wrong about everything. You know? Like, I see a lot of that online, and I never want to do that. Like, I think you could be dead wrong about authoritarianism and that have nothing to do with your racist stuff or make you a racist or that, like, you would be more prone to racist ideology. Like, I don't want to do that. And I don't think we want to do that just as Christians. Like, just let people say what they say. And sure, like, I get what you're saying, Sims. Like, if someone's dead wrong about something, they're going to be dead wrong about a lot of other things. And it's going to come out in other ways. But let's just always wait, right? Like, I'm not saying this about you. It's just something I'm seeing online a lot. Of like, oh, well, this person is the worst because of this thing that they don't like. We're in disagreement about, and it's like, yeah, that thing's dumb, and that's a really bad take. But that doesn't mean that they're going to have bad takes about everything. Like, I mean, some things are going to affect. Like, you guys have been witnessing my channel for a long time. I talk about this a lot. How there are different effects that we have because of our theology or ideology about a certain topic. It's going to affect other things. I get that. But like, let's just wait for them to say the things before we're like, oh, they must be this way. I just see too much of that online. And it's like, okay, sometimes you're right, but also sometimes you could be wrong. And, I think we should just be like, yes, I get it. Like, we're not going to be surprised sometimes when some people say some of the crazy stuff that they say because of the other crazy stuff that they've said. But I hope that we're always waiting for them to actually say the crazy stuff before we're like, of course you would be like that, you know? But I understand what you're saying. And it was super crazy, that thing about like not taking bathroom breaks. Yeah, I guess I meant they don't have people they respect and would listen to. LOL. Low character limit, but I hear you. I would agree with that then, Caleb. Yeah, like the people that they know and should respect, they don't respect and they don't listen to. Because again, they know the truth. No one else does. Yeah, it's convenient. It is bedtime, and they steadfastly refuse. What? They're refusing to go to bed? Arya, Katie, what are you doing? You got to obey your father. He is the authority in your life. I guess your mom too, but mostly your dad. I'm just kidding. But also listen to your parents. You would have a future in stand-up. You're not the first person to say it. You're the third. I'm just kidding. They are brushing their teeth as we speak. Katie's favorite movie is Spirit. Arya's is How to Train Your Dragon. Oh, I like How to Train Your Dragon. Did you know? Katie? No, Arya. Arya, did you know that they're making a new one? They're making a new one. It's not going to be a cartoon. You might have to wait until you're a little bit older. I don't know what it's going to be like, but it's going to be cool. And they're making like a live action one, like the Disney stuff. They're doing that to How to Train Your Dragon. And those are fun movies, especially for kids. Great. There's some great themes in there. And Spirit, that's the horse one, right? Sorry, Katie, I've never seen it. Sorry. I miss Fundyville, Dean. You might be the first person to say that one. I think the notifications were messed up. This one popped up immediately, but not the OG one. It might have been the timing because I stream pretty quick. I know it's super rare for me. But I didn't talk for very long. I want a waffle now, right? So good. Tess, what's up? It's like Joel wanted to say race without actually saying race. That's my thoughts on it. Kind of agree. And I mean, for you to say blood, it's no different. Like, it's the same thing. Quick question, Dean. I know you're a fan of Wolverine, but have you seen a Wolverine? Yeah, I shot a bunch with a flipping 12 gauge. What do you think? No, I've never seen a Wolverine in real life. I do love Wolverine. I'm trying to think of it at the zoo if I've ever seen one. I don't think I have. Spot on about Washer. It's giving me Jimmy Swaggart flashbacks from my childhood. Kind of. It would be great to hear your kids do a stream reviewing their favorite movie. I will have my oldest on a podcast soon, I think. I almost had him on the Holes one because he loves holes. Not just like goes outside and starts digging, but he likes the movie Holes and the book Holes. But we'll probably have him on for something. I don't know. I did watch The Rookie with him the other day. And so maybe we'll do an episode about that or something like that. It'll be kind of fun. I'm not opposed to it. Like my oldest, like my other ones, obviously one is like really young. So like, I'm not going to have him like be like, what are your thoughts about this theme in this movie? Like that ain't going to fly. But he can come up and grab the microphone and say, you take your hammer and Eagle Fly and talk to him. But yeah, the oldest, he's at the point, like he has his own YouTube channel. I won't say what it is, but he has some subscribers over there. And like I help him with thumbnails and different stuff. It's mostly like Minecraft and Sonic stuff because that's what he's into. But I'm not opposed, because he's at the point where he can make a decision about, whether he wants to be online and in a video. It's not me forcing it on him. We used to do family vlogs, and then I realized how weird that was. Like it was during the pandemic and we were just kind of having fun. That's actually how this channel actually started, was mostly just doing family vlogs and trying to entertain ourselves during the pandemic. And then, give like some Bible-y kind of message at the end. But then I was like, I don't really want this as the channel got bigger to be just readily available. So we took those down. We watch them every once in a while on our own. But he's at that point. He can make a decision. Opinion on Meg Basham's new book. I haven't read it. I don't like Meg Basham. I have a sneaking suspicion that the book is going to be, all these people are the worst and they're super deceptive about their practices, but then she'll say nothing about John MacArthur because John MacArthur is her homeboy. Or at least he's writing the foreword. He wrote the foreword for the book. So, yeah, I don't know. Will I read it? Maybe. What happened there? Act 1726 might make Joel's head explode. Dun dun dun. And then some people are laughing. I hope they're laughing for good reasons and not just because I don't know how to stream. Okay, that's the end of the stream. Thank you for coming. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. I will be back at some point in the near future to rant about something else. Maybe. Or this will be my last send-off. And you'll never, ever see me again. That got really dark. No, I wanted it to be funny, but it didn't really come out funny. But maybe